With over 200 cards in Distorted Reflections, it's tough to know where to even begin. How do we separate the potential meta from the bulk? That's what this series is all about. Continuing from our Distortions tier list, welcome to the full competitive set review for Distorted Reflections, where we're breaking down some of the cards that the set gave us in a series of tier lists. And today, we're focusing on our new Exalted element cards. So let's get into it. So you'll notice right off the bat, there is one major exclusion, which is Cheshire Cat. The reason I excluded it is because not only did we cover it in our last Distortion tier list, but because she is more of a, in my opinion, Distortion card than she is an actual Exalted card. I think they gave her the Exalted element to make it so that she's only viable for level 3 strats unless you're playing the Looking Glass, which I think is a fair way to go about it. Rather than locking it to like Astra or Umbra, like just say Exalted period, but it's also an advanced, because Exalted is an advanced element, you can play it with any Looking Glass deck. So it's excluded here, and that's fine. We're going to be taking a look at these 6. So first off, we've got Imperial Accord, which is negate target advanced element card activation. Unless its controller pays 6, you may banish the card that had its activation negated this way. So a big thing to note about this, it is a water card with the Exalt element. So it means you need to have both the water and advanced element enabled, whatever advanced element it is. That makes it balanced, but also like, okay, right? Because this card really, you only really care about this card if you're playing against an advanced element deck, which how many of those right now in the meta? Yeah, sure, that there is a fair bit, but is that worthy of putting it in your main deck over the side deck? You would definitely side deck this card, in my opinion. Being able to do this on something like an Incarnate Majesty is like, oh cool, I'll play my Incarnate Majesty for the reduced cost of 6. No. You're gonna pay an extra 6. You're gonna pay 12, and I'm sure you don't have 12. It's possible they might, but most times they won't. So it effectively serves as a hard negation for most advanced element cards. Even for something like a Crux Sight, right? It's like, I'll pay 2 for my Crux Sight, return whether it's a End Soul or a, Spirit Blade or the Incarnate. No, you have to pay, instead of just 2, you have to pay 8. Or even doing this on an End Soul. I think the card has legs. I think it's good, but over like other just basic card negations, do you have something like, what's it called? Cerulean Decree, which if we're looking at water specifically, right? Cerulean Decree, I believe, is unless your opponent pays 3 more for it. I'll just double check here real quick. No, it's unless it pays 2. So I mean, even if they're doing something like an End Soul, right? To do End Soul, you need 7 cards in hand. Generally, if you're going to put down 6 cards in hand, you're not going to have enough to pay for anything that water is going to tell you have to pay more to do. Now, if you do have more cards in hand, if you have the 9 to 10 cards in hand, I mean, that is a pretty big thing, but it also means that like, if they have to put those cards down, then, oh, I won't be able to do some other thing I was going to do later in the game. Like maybe I was going to do a rending on my final vote of Runeblade, at which case, yeah, they would have need to have like 11 cards in hand. Yeah. So if you force them to put more cards down, it does kind of screw that game plan up. I think this has legs, but unless we were like in some sort of big level 3 only meta or level 3 heavy meta, I think it would be better. But because it's like, I need to both be water and an advanced element, I think it's just okay. I even teeter on putting it in C tier because it only targets, I think I will, because it only targets advanced element card activations. I think that's the big kicker here. Like, sure, the 6 to pay is a lot, but advanced element, that makes it really tough. Next up, we've got Noble Dissolution. This is destroy up to 3 target Fantasia. Fractals are still good, but they're not like overwhelmingly in the meta. And without them overwhelmingly being the meta, I mean, I think even if they were, right, it's tough to even say like, oh yeah, this card is great, because how fast are they going to kill you before you get to whatever your level 3 is as a wind champion to be able to use this card? Maybe if you're Tristan, I could see that. It's only a 2 cost. It is fast activation, so that would probably be the one wind deck that'd be capable of doing it. Maybe Wind Groja. I don't know how fast they'd be able to absorb damage, but I think that could be a thing that could use it. I like it just because instead of targeting 1, it targets 3. I think most of the cards we have that deal with Fantasias in the game right now are just targeting one. Mystic Purifier. Don't even ask me to name another one because Mystic Purifier is the only one that popped into mind. But I like Noble Dissolution, targeting 3 Fantasias to just whoop, get rid of them for wind. Yeah, I'm cool with that, especially after being subjected to fractals. Regal Inquisition. Some say it's the most overrated card in the set. Some say it is just fully rated. Where do we put this? Realistically speaking, it's S tier. I don't, even though it, let me put it this way. The card is so good that generally speaking, if you don't know what to put in your side deck and you're playing an advanced element deck, you should side deck like 2 to 3 copies of this card. But I don't think everybody needs to play it, and it's obviously not going to win you every game. What I can say about Regal Inquisition, if you don't know what it does, look at opponent's hand and memory, choose any amount of cards from among them, discard them, and then your opponent replaces cards from those cards you discarded, they replace them from their deck, revealing it. So you get ultimate hand and basically ultimate hand knowledge, right? If you ripped 5 cards out of hand and memory, they replace with 5 cards, and you know exactly what you ripped out and what you gave them, which is extremely powerful. This is slow speed, something to keep in mind. I once tried playing this at fast speed. That was a big scuff up. But the bigger thing about this is against some decks, this is big. Like I got regaled twice. I can't remember what my opponent was playing, but I didn't have regal. They had regal and they regaled me, and I think I was on Merlin, and they pulled like my Incarnate out of hand. They pulled my Spirit Blade Ascensions out of hand, basically like all my Crux cards. That hurts. That hurts big time. And it happened twice, and I didn't have any negates for it, so I just had to let it happen, unfortunately. Against something like Luxem, like, yeah, being able to pull all of their Luxem cards out of hand, unless they incap it, pretty fantastic. But it's not always going to win you the game, right? One of the best ways, main deck Dan said this in the side deck Discord, if they have regals in hand, it's one less card they have that is necessarily advancing their game state. Because it is one less card advancing their game state, yes, they are ripping cards out of your hand, but they are also not really doing anything, right? And that's what happened with me against Merlin. Unfortunately, in that matchup, I couldn't even like see my fireballs because I was like, all right, that's fine. You ripped out my Incarnate, you ripped out Spirit Blade. I'll just fireball you, but apparently those don't even exist in my deck. So yeah, that must have been, I was playing against Xander. Yeah, I was playing against Luxem because I was like, I'll just drop 2 fireballs on you and then I'll try to do like one big swing to try to end you off, but I couldn't even see that. So you got to know what deck you're putting this in and like what it's actually going to help you achieve. I think that's the biggest thing whenever you're building any deck, and particularly when you're making your side deck. What is this going to help you with? Is it going to be cool if I come up against any one of those Rile decks, level 3 Rile decks, let's say? I'm going to use this to pull cards out of hand. Like if you do this against Jin and you're like, all right, cool. I'll pull that Relentless Outburst and I'll pull the Enrage out of hand. Like that can be really useful. But generally speaking, do you have anything else that you can be doing? In Luxem's case, no, they're just trying to survive until they just drop Light Weavers on you and deal you for a lot over the course of the game, you know, because that's just the way it goes. So I like Regal a lot, regardless of what. It is an insanely good card, and its price is currently justified. Next up, we've got Royal Ordinance, which is a recover 3, draw a card, slow speed. B tier because it's not fast speed. That's how I feel about this. If this was fast speed, to be able to replace itself and draw a card, I think that would have been phenomenal. Without that, I think it's just okay, because if you're looking to recover, there are probably better things you can do for recovery. If you're fire, generally speaking, you have Restorative Flame. If you are any other element, I don't know what the other elements have for recover. Maybe they don't. And then, all right, cool, you'll play Royal Ordinance. But I mean, even Restorative Flame, you can cast at fast speed. You can cast, I believe Jin has one that he can cast at fast speed. I might be mistaken. I know the Mend Flesh, I can't even remember if Mend Flesh is fast speed or not, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'll tell you right now. Mend Flesh is slow speed, which is fine. That should be slow speed. The other one I'm thinking of is Regenerate, which is if you're at 10 plus and you have the class bonus, you get to recover 2 and draw a card in memory. So I think that's the big comparison here, right? Regenerate is a class bonus, damage 10 plus recover 2 and draw a card in the memory. Whereas this Royal Ordinance is recover 3. So recover 1 more and draw a card, but it's at slow speed and costs the same amount, but you have to be an advanced element to use it. Nah, I'm even tempted to put it down here because I would rather play Regenerate. I mean, I guess, okay, cool. Yeah, you do have to be Warrior or Cleric to be able to get that class bonus. I don't know. Stuff. Where do you guys think this should be? B or C tier? I'm gonna say C tier. I don't like that it's not fast speed, but maybe there's a reason it shouldn't be fast speed, but maybe it should have cost 3 then. I don't know. I think that's where I'm at with it. Next up, we've got Scorched Conquest. Destroy up to 3 target domains is insane. That's cracked. It's the same tier as Noble Dissolution. Targeting 3 domains at once and just destroying them is crazy. Slow speed, as it should be. If this was able to cast at fast speed, you'd probably just send Tenor's to the depths forever. Because it's slow speed, it's just a little bit, not easier to play around, but easier to manage. But destroying 3 target domains the same way that Noble Dissolution says destroy 3 target Fantasia is just crazy. I mean, I haven't played the game where domains were a thing, right? I've never played against the domain deck. I would love to see it. I don't know if they were ever relevant. I think that this card could have just said like destroy 2 and it would have been fine. 3 is crazy because 3 just seems like, all right, cool. Like Tony, especially because fire decks are always so popular. I feel like sure, like water was a big thing last format, but you know, there were still people on their fire decks. So you ever get to a point where people are like, I'm going to play this advanced element fire deck, boom, Scorched Conquest. But I guess that's the big thing, right? It is an exalted element card, which means you cannot use it unless you are an advanced element, which inherently just makes it a bit tougher because what fire element champion, you know, if you're going to be playing Merlin or Lorraine, I really want to dedicate deck space to Scorched Conquest. I guess if those domains are giving you such a big problem, maybe you might. Our last card here is Sovereign Sanctuary, our only A tier card. This card is fantastic. This card is basically a mini Resolute Stand that replaces itself. You have to cast this preemptively is what it is. It's a Fantasia. If a unit you control would be dealt damage, prevent 2 of that damage. So it protects your entire board, which is really freaking good. And then at the beginning of your recollection phase, sacrifice Sovereign Sanctuary and draw a card into your memory. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm even tempted to just say that that's just straight S tier. But I think the only reason I wouldn't put it in S tier is because it's A, a Fantasia, and B, you have to play it on your turn because it's a Fantasia. I think I would, I can go either way, but I like this card so much. Like I've seen Jin use this. It's like, cool, I'll prevent myself from taking all but 2 damage, or sorry, I'll protect myself from taking 2 damage of whatever you're gonna throw at me, which means something like End Soul, you're gonna have to burn through a bunch of your swords before they actually start doing me damage. And then at the beginning of my recollection phase, I get to draw a card in the memory. Oh, and did I forget the part where like I put like 4 bodies on board? Like let's say you put like a Stalwart on board, right? They have to deal you 4 damage to a Stalwart. It's effectively a +2 life to any ally, which is really freaking good. I like, screw it. It's S tier. Sovereign Sanctuary is S tier. That's how I feel. Crucify me if I'm wrong in the comments. That's my opinion. This is the tier list. It was a short one today because we only had 6 cards. If you guys like this tier list, please do drop a like, drop a comment letting me know what you think about these Exalted Element cards. You think I'm on the money? You think I'm gassing it up just a little bit too much? Let me know. And also subscribe so that you know when future videos come out. Thank you guys for watching this video, and until I talk to you guys next time, peace out.